Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not, and welcome back to the Goosebumps reviews. And in this video, we're gonna look at Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. So Jerry Hawkins and his two parents have moved into a new house, and Jerry has a very active imagination. Yeah. And his parents act like it's a bad thing that he has this. Like, I had an active imagination growing up. I still do. I used to do stuff like this all the time. Maybe not pretend I'm a secret agent and go down into a basement that I never been down before and don't know if it's dangerous or not. But he does that. But pretending I'm in situations, I should pretend I'm Power Ranger or I'm a Superman or something. Let's play. Let's play Batman. I'm Batman. You're the Joker. That kind of thing you do when you're kids. Jerry's the only child, but this episode, it has its moments, but there's a couple good performances. Well, one really good performance, another that's good at first, much like with Kathy Greenwood, and then it just sort of goes downhill. But yeah, so they're moving to this new house, and Jerry starts to explore his own basement, which that's pretty fun. I've done that, but he finds a piano. And as he's messing around with it, you see a ghost appear behind him. We don't know this character's name. It's just Ghost Lady. And this is 1995, so the look of the ghost, she looks like an old-timey ghost. Kind of reminds me of sort of like the librarian ghost from Ghostbusters, but it's the television budget, so it when it appears like a little type thing, very janky, very 1990s janky CGI effects. Yeah. So how this the kid doesn't even play the piano. It'd be one thing if this is like a kid who likes playing piano and he finds this piano, he's like, oh cool, or he finds it and he gets into it, right? Like he just finds it and gets and then goes to this shriek school, piano school, but he doesn't. Like it's not. He has no interest in this piano until when he's outside playing baseball with himself. He has this thing hooked up so he can throw the basketball up and he can throw it up, or the baseball up, excuse me, and make it fly up, and you can catch it like as if someone hit the baseball. And he's not able to catch it, but a Erica Luttrell cameo, and I recognize her from the new Ghost Rider Adventures. Yes, I think she's been a couple other things, but that's where I recognize her from. That's Ghost Writer, not Ghost Rider, not Nicolas Cage. Someone's at the door. No, Ghost Writer, Ghost Rider. Word. It was. They were in the late '90s. They did another version of it. It wasn't as good, but I recognize her from it. There's only 3 characters in that. One of them used to be on Space Cases. The other one was from Harriet the Spy. Just pointing that out. Anyway, she basically, they have a little conversation about he found a piano. She said, "Oh, piano teacher used to live there. That makes sense. Do you play? We could rock out together." And so this is how he decides he's going to try to play the piano to impress a girl. So then we go to the Shriek School and we meet one of the creepiest piano teachers I've ever met, Dr. Shriek, played by the late, great Aaron Tager, who was Dr. Vink, who would remind you that I am not a nutbag. Yes, Aaron Tager playing the Dr. Shriek, the piano teacher. And immediately, so they go in, and Jerry immediately starts acting like he's hiding places, and she's like, Jerry, He's like, okay. And so he's like, can I help you? I'm Dr. Shriek. Oh, well, this is Jerry Hawkins. He's here for his first lesson. Oh, and then he looks down. He goes, oh, your hands. Magnificent hands. And after about a minute of him just going on about how great this child's hands are, she's like, okay, well, I gotta go. I'll be back in an hour. Good luck. And I'm just like, no. If I saw this dude going nuts on my kid's hands, I'm like, you know what? I'll just get the. We'll just go somewhere else. But no, this guy goes on about his hands, and you can tell that he's not able to use his hands right. There's something wrong with him. Not like he says it's because he's getting older, but you know. So after his lesson, he decides to wander down this basement, which is where we meet Mr. Toggle, which is, he's mentioned earlier. He's the janitor of the place, and he has a mechanical floor washer. Pretty cool looking thing. It looks like some like a security robot thing, but it's really just a floor washer. And he's like, no, that's the recital hall. He's trying to escape, and he's like, no, I'll show you the front door. And then he leaves, and yeah. So at first, though, it's very weird because so he decides that he wants to impress this girl and learn to play the piano. That night, he has a dream of the ghost showing up and saying, stay away. Goes off to stay away, and he's like, I think the ghost was warning me to stay away from the Shriek School. That night, he has another encounter with the ghost where she plain out says, stay away from the Shriek School. So now he doesn't want to go there. My big problem is, if this ghost is trying so hard to protect this kid from something, to keep him to stay away, why does she disappear every single time the parents show up? Because it happens a few times during this where the ghost appears, he starts freaking out, the parents show up, ghost is gone. Every single time. It's like 3 times in this episode that it happens. And every time the ghost disappears when the parents show up. The only thing, and you know, I said this about a lot of things, if the parents saw the ghost and knew about this, then the episode wouldn't be able to continue. But still, he resolves to keep this, even though, because his parents won't really let him. He's like, I don't want to. They're like, we think you should see a specialist. He goes, want me to see a psychiatrist? Why? Because I don't want to go. It's because I don't want to go back to the Shriek School. It's the reason why you don't want to go back to the Shriek School. Because ghosts. So he goes back to the Shriek School, and this escalates very quickly. As in the first visit, he like ogles the kid's hand, but now, like, he's teaching him, and the kid's having trouble doing it. And we're gonna discuss this in a minute. But he's having trouble doing it, right? There is a dream sequence where he's doing the things, and he's doing just fine, the scales, and he gets taken over by the ghost and starts playing classical music. But that's a dream. I don't know why that had to be a dream sequence. Because the ghost is not supposed to be evil, but they wanted to do that sequence, I guess. I don't know. It's a ghost episode. You can't have the ghost not possess someone, I guess. Immediately, though, as he's trying to do it, the Dr. Shriek just grabs his hands. Your hands! Your hands! He freaks out. He can't run to the front door because Shriek is in the way, so he runs down the basement, yelling for Mr. Toggle. So, the reason why this doesn't work is there's an earlier conversation when he meets Mr. Toggle, and he said, and Jerry says that, that Dr. Shriek said one of the things about him, he goes, I programmed him to say that. And then there's no, like, he doesn't blink or go, what? No. So he immediately goes, Mr. Toggle, help. And he ends up in this recital room where all of a sudden there's a bunch of disembodied hands playing the piano. Just playing classical piano music. And this is where the episode lost me. I already knew it was going to be disappointing. I forgot about this twist, and I'm like, well, they need his hands for it. I think Mr. Toggle needs them He's gonna transplant him onto the robot or something. That's what it is. But a whole like this is the cover of the book. It's a piano with disembodied hands playing on it. But like a bunch of disembodied hands, which implied that they've killed other people, including children, to get the hands. Okay. Here's just the problem though. They go on and on about Jerry's hands, how they're great hands. He can't play the piano for shit. He sucks. We've seen that. He's terrible. Why do they want his hands so much? Because they're perfect looking? Fine, sure, whatever. But if he can't play, what's the point of getting them? Right? Yeah, so it's revealed that Dr. Shriek is a robot. And so, for some reason, he doesn't think back to the lineup. I programmed him to say that. And he just thinks he's safe. And it's even when Mr. Tuggle says, "Let me see your hands, Jerry." He goes like this. I'm like, no, I would have ran the other way. But no, he grabs his hands. It was you. It was not him. It was you. He's a robot. I programmed him. And I'm just like, well, duh. And then the ghost intervenes. And it's revealed that this ghost was the piano teacher, taught Andrew Tuggle. Like I said, the way they portray the ghost was fine for the most part. And then it goes a little bit wacky here. And you will stay away, Andrew Tuggle. I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? And so, yeah, now it's revenge. And then the shit hits the fan because the kid runs off, goes out the front door. His parents show up. He gets in the car. The dad's like, "What's wrong, Chair?" And then the ghost pops out of the school, destroys the freaking building, and the parents now see that the ghost is real. Now that we have 2 minutes of the episode left. And they drive off, and I was like, is this where it's going to end? It doesn't end here, but that would have been funny. There's been a lot of quick ending episodes of Goosebumps. I thought, no, we have a wraparound at the end. He is now playing baseball with the girl, yet they're still using the bouncy thing to bounce the ball off so they can catch it. You can't, one of you can't use the bat to knock it in the air and the other one catch it. But he does talk about his parents are now seeing a psychiatrist for what happened. And they got rid of the piano in spite of the fact that the ghost was actually good. But the ghost is not even there anyway because we cut back to the Shriek School and the ghost is now forcing Mr. Toggle to play the piano for all eternity. Which is going to end up like that episode of Smallville where Lana, possessed by Countess Isabel Thoreau, caused Lex Luthor to play the piano and his fingers were bleeding. Yeah. It's going to be like that. Only, even after his fingers start bleeding, she won't stop him. All eternity. Yeah, apparently he tried and couldn't get it right. He was smart, so he created robots, but he could never get the hands right because there's too many mechanisms in it, too much in it, I guess. I don't understand it myself, but man, that's shown because, but he still sort of played the piano a little bit, Dr. Shriek, but yeah, the performance of Aaron Taggart aside, and the lady who played the ghost for the most part until the end, it's fine. I think it works up until the reveal. Once the reveal of the hands is the thing, because actually, once it's revealed that the ghost is trying to warn about the Shriek School, it kind of goes downhill because you're wondering, even though he knows that this is a bad thing, he still goes because his parents tell him to. Because his parents think he's cuckoo nuts. So he goes. It just, I don't know. I don't really know the reason for the episode continue after she warns. But they don't believe the ghost. Again, if they saw the ghost, then it would be over. So they didn't see the ghost, so he has to go. If I was Jerry, I would say I'm going, and then as soon as she leaves, ditch, go somewhere else, and then come back by the time the hour's up. Sorry, I know. Don't tell kids to ditch on stuff. In this case, yeah, I don't know. I would actually tell, no, I'm not doing this anymore. or find someone else. Let's go somewhere else for me to play. I don't like the place. The guy's creepy. You saw how he was ogling my hands, right? But I digest. The episode for me gets 2 curly skulls out of 5. It's fine. The Aaron Tager is great, and the ghost up until when she confronts Andrew Tuckle is fine. The atmosphere of the episode works, and I like just seeing the kid do animation or imagination. Go with his imagination, but because I used to do that. But just the rest of it is a mess. It's a mess. However, the next episode is sure to be a banger because we are going to finally talk about our old friend Slappy. That's right. We're going to take a look at Night of the Living Dummy 2. I'll explain it in my review, but yes, that's what we are doing. So, what are your thoughts on Piano Lessons Can Be Mad, Dale? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. By the way, a name like that for an episode like this just doesn't make any sense. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. I guess they do murder them to take their hands. By the way, how do hands work in without the body? How does he do that? I don't understand it. I don't know. I'll see you in the next one.